Here we go, back again with another video. It's the end of the road for this one, I think. There's no way I'm getting through that bad boy. That is some deepage, puddlage. But yes, let's have a chill now and walk and have a quick chat about one or two things that, going on at the club. So after yesterday's defeat against Swansea, very poor defeat, very poor performance in my eyes. Dodds has come in. He's changed it around a bit. He changed it around too much yesterday in the first half, and we never looked like sort of really getting control of the game in the first half, or even scoring a goal. But he brought in Styles, and he didn't bring in Mundell to the second half. In hindsight, when you bring in new players, do you really start them straight away after an injury? Or do you bring them in slowly off the substitutes bench? Hindsight's a wonderful thing. And I'm sure Dodds, had a sleepless night last night over the whole defeat. But he is what he is. He is a coach. He's not a head coach. I'm not going to come in here and slag him off. End of the day, he's under guidance from his bosses, his hierarchy, Speakman and KLD. They're the bosses at the club. Are you happy with the club at this moment in time? When you were in League One? I'm sure you were wishing you were in the Championship. And 2 seasons in the Championship, we're not going to go down. Clearly, I think the season's over now. Like I said, that road back there's no way through. I think there's no way now for Sunderland really to get in the playoffs. It would take a massive, massive ask to get in the playoffs. Oh. Sheep, hey. And also, Alex Neil apparently wants to come. Let's face it, I think it's absolute bollocks. Come on, who actually believes that Alex Neil wants to come back to Sunderland as head coach? He's been sacked, out of a job. Yes, he'd want to come back and do a job. I cannot believe for the life of me, A, Alex Neil wants to eat humble pie and come back to Sunderland, where he wasn't getting his own way, and he know fine well he won't get his own way in the future. And B, we'll actually take him back. So I very much doubt that's even going to happen. I think that's 0% of happening in my opinion. And I think whoever put this story in the newspaper or wherever it is, I think, what are they doing? Surely come on, let me know in the comments down below. Surely Alex Neil doesn't want to come back to Sunderland. And there's no way we'd have him back. Would you have him back? No, I wouldn't have him back. Did a decent job when he was there. I'm grateful for the promotion up from League One to the Championship. But you burnt your bridges, mate. There's no coming back for me. Sometimes when we come on here on YouTube channels, we put ourselves out there, don't we? We say 1 or 2 things, and we've got to stand by our convictions, and we damned if we do, we damned if we don't. My opinion, my really, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, right? I'm pleased we're in the Championship and not in League One. That's the first thing. I kind of don't mind getting youngsters in, but the experience has got to be in there to help the youngsters. I don't like the hierarchy not letting, this is what we led to believe, aren't we? But if it's true, not letting the head coach or manager actually do his job. Somebody should come in, have his say on what he thinks to do to improve the club. Speakman doesn't know everything. I don't know why he's all-seeing prophet, all-seeing God. He doesn't know anything. Need to bring somebody with experience, a manager, preferable. If not, head coach. And let them do their own thing. Don't interfere too much. Change the model slightly. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. My honest opinion, if we don't see anything different by the end of the season, then for me, we've got to change the model. The model's got to change. Like I said it for a while now. We need a striker in. People are twisting on the channel. Another channel saying, we've got 4 strikers. We haven't got an experienced striker. We haven't got an out-and-out proper goal striker. We need a proper striker at this club. It's got to be addressed in the summer window. We've got to stop getting rid of all the experienced players. I do believe if Alex Pritchard had been given a decent contract, I think we'd had better results in the interim since he's left. That again is just my opinion. I think we'd have a better end of the season. Now, we've got to address the experience thing. If we don't address the experience thing, if we don't address a decent head coach manager in, and this time next year we're in the same boat, KLD's got to sell the club. He's got to go and sell the club. Find somebody who wants to come in and progress this club further. Because yes, even though I'm appreciative of us being in the Championship rather than League One, I still, at the size of this club, wants to be pushing for promotion to the Premier League. So Speakman's over the moon with the age of bringing the average age of Sunderland's squad from 29 to 22. Doesn't make us a better side. Leicester, champions almost, promoted. They are an average of about 25, 26-year-olds. Or was it a bit older? West Bromwich Albion, the same. They're going to make the playoffs as well. Experience does give you an opportunity to get promoted. You know, we can have all these kids in, but we're going to lose Jack Clark in the summer. I'm sorry. Whether we like it or not, I think most of us Sunderland fans now have resigned to the fact that we're going to lose Jack Clark in the summer. And who have we got to replace Jack Clark? We've got Mundell. I don't think Styles will be here next season. So we're going to be sort of weaker next season if we don't bring experienced players in and really, you know, delve into the transfer market. Now we sell Clark, say for instance, this is a daft laugh, let's just say 25 million. Percentage of that go to Spurs, then the rest of that sale has to be redeveloped, has to be sort of reemployed. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Reinvested! Get there eventually. Reinvested back in the squad. And I don't want 8 youngsters coming in. I want 4 or 5 decent quality players coming in. Now when you get 4 or 5 quality players for 25 million, well you won't because we've got some to Spurs. Spurs will have some of that money. But even with that money, we can get 4 or 5 decent players in. You may get 2 quality players in, 2 experienced players in, 2 players who've got a couple of seasons in the Championship, if not Premier League. And you get a couple of up-and-coming youngsters to go with that. But we've got to reinvest all of that money, like the club owners have already said. The club said this. Speakman said this. Next season for me is make or break for the owners of this club. Yes, yesterday I did praise Dodds because what is the point of, we know, right, that Speakman's chose wrong with Beale. We know that he did wrong by getting rid of Mowbray. Did not sort of backing Mowbray with experienced players, backing him in the transfer window. I'm sure Mowbray would have got some decent players in, given a free hand. So Speakman's made mistakes. Yeah, I did praise Dodds. I did say I had 100% record. And I did want him to win. I'm not going to come on his first game in charge and say, right, I hope you lose, you're rubbish, you're garbage, you should be sacked, you shouldn't even be in charge. He's not my choice, no, but he's here now. We've got no choice now. Simple as. The owners have said he's here at the end of the season. So what's the point of coming on and slagging them off, being negative about it? You know? He's not a head coach. Simple as. He's assistant coach. He's somebody that sits under the head coach. Now, I did see yesterday or the day before that we need somebody to come in, I would say, bring somebody in last few games of the season to let them get an understanding of what the team's about. What the players are like. But the model has to change. We all know this now. You know that, I know that. It's only the die-hard KLD and Speakman fans who suggest that the model will have to stay put and we'll get better next season. Well, we may get better a little bit next season because some of the unexperienced players we brought in will have a little bit more experience in by the end of the season. But the players we've got in now have had the full experience of last season and they haven't really brought us forward, have they? So you can say the players are getting experience by being in the Championship, by having a few games, half a season in the Championship, but the players have been here a season and a half and longer, haven't got enough experience, or the simple fact they're just not good enough. That could be something else. You know, we could all be living on cloud cuckoo land here thinking all of our players, you know, we've got a good bunch of youngsters, you know, they're all going to make it big at some point. Not all of them are going to succeed, I'm afraid. And whether you like it or not, in my opinion, not all of these youngsters at our club who were in this team yesterday are going to succeed. I think, personally, Loco 9 is never going to be a Premier League player. Decent Championship player, and there's no harm in that whatsoever. Jack Clark, yes, he's a good player. Will he be good in the Premier League? I reckon he will. Dan Neil, I reckon he will. Ballard, yes. But the rest of them have got a lot to learn. and they may not make it. They just may not be good enough. From yesterday's shown, a lot of them are just not good enough in the Championship, never mind Premier League. So we've got a long, hard... KLD and Speakman have got to take a long, hard look in the mirror. Got to learn from mistakes of this season and adapt and change for next season. And if we don't, and we're in the same pickle as this season, then for me, Speakman has to go. For me, he's got to go now because I wouldn't have him anywhere, full stop. And KLD has got to sell the club. That's just my opinion. And I wouldn't have Alex Neil, I'm sorry. Definitely not have Alex Neil. And I think that's absolutely bollocks, personally. It's bollocks. Come on, let me know in the comments down below. Do you really think any of that story is true? So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Man of the match yesterday. You know, there's anybody still for me. I did like Luke 09's goal. I want to give Luke 09 credit where credit's due. That was a great finish from Luke 09. Game of two halves. First half was rubbish. Callum Styles, is he ready for the team yet? Me, I'd put him on the substitutes bench, bring him on, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and then get him into the team. And a big thank you to everybody who watched yesterday's vlog. Much appreciated. Everybody I met yesterday as well. Absolutely class. Right, I'm going to go now, have me tea. And maybe some sneaky Fosters. See you later.